Particularly the E licence, how did you find it? Maybe kind of summary of what you were involved in doing down there.
It was just a step on really from what the B licence was, very sort of coaching sessions and planning sessions and things, and the A licence was a step on in regards to, there was a lot more kind of thought involved in it, and you were going into games and it was game related and how you were shaping your team, and there was also a lot of work in the classroom as well, just discussing football and discussing different things, and bringing speakers down who had different ideas and were obviously involved in the games, and working in the game, and giving their sort of perspectives of it closer to the sort of real thing. I think it was just that it was more sort of game related and club related, and just more sort of real world experience, I'd say.
Just what I will say, lads, is don't force it into the striker. Make sure it's a good ball, rather than the striker try to control the ball up there. Come out again, go the other side and try and get a good ball into him. Don't force it in because you think you've got to get there.
Being still playing at a high level and involved in a club, there'll be many aspects that's pretty natural to yourself, the coaching, and you'll see sessions done every day.
Yeah.
How natural did you find it to stand at the side of the park and shape and...
It's completely different, I understand what you're saying, but you're on a different side of the fence, you're there, you're one of the 20, 25 or whatever it may be that are just listening to instructions, but when you're the one actually trying to give the instructions out and making the plan beforehand, then it's completely different. It's a completely different job. It's the same industry, but it's a different job within the industry. So, although you've got experience of being a part of it and knowing a role within it, you're not the one that's trying to look after everyone and try to make sure everyone's involved and everyone's playing a part and contributing. I think that's probably the most difficult bit. It's just taking a step outside and then looking for the other sort of angle.
So in a sense, it's more of a test. You'd be sounding your knowledge of football and that side of things, which a lot of people may be coming from not the professional game, maybe a bit more wary of. But it's a bit of a test for yourself going down there. Were you confident that you would handle it okay, or were you?
No, I wasn't, to be honest. But you get more confident as you go down, when you're with your peers who are in the same sort of boat. We had a good group that were, everybody's sort of in the same boat in regards to either recently finished playing or still playing or. Along those lines, so it wasn't like MD was looking down on MD. Everybody was kind of coming from the same angle, and we're trying to help each other really. So it's difficult. It's like I said before, it's a different job, and it's you've got to approach it in a different manner. You've got to learn as well, and that's what you're there for. You're there to learn, and you're there to try and become better at what you're doing. And the people who were there, helping, teaching the course, and advising you were people who've been doing it for years. So if you can't learn off these people and get the benefit of their knowledge, then there's no really any point in being there.
So I take it's safe to assume that the fact that you're doing these licences, that is a route that you'd like to go down once you stop playing.
Well, to be honest, when I started doing them, I wasn't sure, but I just thought I had to do it when you had the opportunity, to just get your qualifications and then see where that takes you. If you've got it and you don't use it, then it's better than not having it and then wanting to use it, and you can be 2 years behind, and where you want to be. So, but since doing them, I've decided I definitely do want to stay involved in football. I want to play as long as I can, but I really enjoy watching football. I'm interested in football, and I'd like to think I could maybe be a decent manager or coach one day.
A lot of players say your kind of level of the game, I get parachuted almost into quite big jobs straight away, and it's kind of sink or swim stuff for a lot of people. Would you, looking at it, or is it something you've thought of, would you rather go in at a lower level of the game and work your way up and get experience, or is it just what comes your way?
I think it's just what comes your way. I think it's timing. I don't think you can. I'm sure everybody's got their ideal way, of how they would, they'd like to do it, but in reality, football doesn't work like that. Football, it's all about time, and it's being in the right place at the right time and taking your opportunities when they come up. So, I think you can never predict how football's going to go. You can never predict what opportunities, if any, you're going to get. So it's just a matter of when opportunities come up, you just get a feeling for if it's right for you. I'm sure, in an ideal world, you'd go somewhere where you could gain experience and then you'd get a bigger job, but it doesn't work like that. In my experience anyway, I think you just, you take what's around, and then if you feel you've got a wee chance, you'd go for that. Or it's the same with moving football club. You can never really plan when the right time to move is, but when it does come up, you get an idea that that's the right thing.
What's your philosophy in the game to speak? I know it's very easy to sit and talk about it now until you're there, but how do you see the game? How should the game be played in your eyes?
I think your point there was the biggest thing. I think until you're in, I think you can have all the you know, ideologies in the world and all the theories about how you're going to play and in an ideal world what you want to do. But I think until you're in that job and you're the one, you know, it's your neck is on the block, then I don't think you can really be true, you know, to knowing what you're going to be like until you're actually, you know, in that technical area and it's your team and it's your responsibility for how they play and things like that. So I think for me to sit here and say, you know, I want my team to be doing this and do that, I think it's a wee bit, I think it would be total nonsense, to be honest, because I think it wouldn't be relevant to what it's actually the job's about. And I think the important thing is being able to be flexible as well and changing your team. And you know, I think if you've got one rigid philosophy and that's you, and you know, that's sort of my way of the highway, then I think you could be in trouble.
Unlucky. Go again. Oranges again.
Do you get the opportunity in here to work with your teams?
Yeah, they've been brilliant. Billy Kirkwood, you know, Tommy Wilson, Jim Sinclair, we've all gone through the SFA courses and we're all very understanding of what you need, and you know, they give me any opportunity I want, or you know, obviously within reason, to go and coach the younger lads and help out with them, and that's, you know, that's a great opportunity for me. It's a great facility, and I'm very lucky to have that, and very lucky to have people like that as well who will help me that way and, you know, make it easy for me. George Birdley's been very good. He's given me the opportunity to do different things and help me with, you know, if there's things on the SFA, he says I'm more than welcome to come along and things like that. So he's been very good that way, and obviously all the people, you know, Tommy McIntyre, Jim Fleeton and Donald Partnow as well, they've all been very good, and you know, if you've got any questions or you need any help, then you know, they're always willing to help you, and I obviously go in and see them when I can, and you know, and try and get some help and some direction as well.
Do you see yourself staying here? Are you quite settled here?
No, my family still live down south, so I'm only really up here temporarily. My family live sort of Manchester area, so you never know in football, you really don't. I found that out. I've been, like you say, all over the world and playing, and I'm sure coaching won't be any different. In an ideal world you'd be close to home, but it doesn't work out like that. It's very rare you can pick and choose where where you're going to be. So I think, you know, like we said earlier as well, you just got to wait and see what opportunities come up, and then kind of take the one that's right for you, and you know, the timing of it's right as well. So